Alright, so welcome back guys, welcome to your first time here. I'm Vision Hero Boy Entertainment, bringing you guys another video. Today I'm going to be giving you guys another Avatar related video, and today I'm going to be talking about Uncle Iroh. Now, if Avatar is something you're interested in, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and hit that bell icon. That would miss any more Avatar related videos from me moving forward. Now let's begin. So like I said, I want to talk about Uncle Iroh, or other times he's known as General Iroh. Now, I believe Uncle Iroh is the most important and most, by my at least opinion, favorite and iconic and best character of the show. I think the fact that he even showed up in what I believe is the not so great Legend of Korra show shows how important he is to the entire franchise overall. And I think he was one of the best characters. Like I said, I really want to know your thoughts and opinions on him, because I think he was like probably the most important character on the show. And I feel like, yes, he is important, but I feel like he doesn't always get the kind of attention he deserves and the attention that he should get. I mean, he is a fan favorite, I do believe that. But I do believe, compared to some of the other characters, he is important. I mean, if you look at what he did, he had a huge impact, of course, on Zuko throughout the entirety of the series. He turned Zuko into the man he was by the end of the series. That's how important he was. He was a pivotal moment throughout the entire series regarding Zuko. But he wasn't just Zuko's mentor, because that's what Iroh was. He was the mentor character throughout the entire series. But he wasn't just Zuko's mentor. He also fulfilled that role with Aang in season 2 in the finale, and he also filled that role with Toph earlier in that season. And so he has been, I think he has been very important for all of our characters. I feel like Sokka and Katara, of course, being the least amount affected by him. But I do believe they definitely got some insight to him in the series finale, because he was able to send Sokka on his mission for the finale. But I do believe that Katara and Sokka had probably the least amount of help from him. But I do believe that, with the help of Iroh, Toph became the character we got to like. I think if we didn't get that episode with her in season 2, things could have been a bit different with her. So I think he had a big impact on on how Toph played out in the series and her overall development. And then you get to the series season 2 finale, where he gives Aang the advice of what to do. And I really like that. It was I think he was probably, like I said, the most important character of the series. He gave Aang advice that helped him move forward in his story. And you also gave Zuko a good mentor character that created him overall. He had such an important role. And I think one of the best parts of the character, and why I think, in my opinion, he can be relatable and get sympathy, is the death of his son, Wu Ten. Now, a lot of people, at least that I hear from, regard the Tales of Ba Sing Se as one of the more weaker episodes, kind of low on the totem pole compared to other episodes. I feel like it's kind of down there with like The Great Divide and episodes like that. However, yes, I agree it's a poor kind of filler episode, but I have it higher up on my list of episodes, mainly due to the story relating to Iroh. All the other stories I kind of care less for, but the story regarding Iroh is probably one of my favorite stories of that entire episode, where you see him gathering all his stuff throughout the city of Ba Sing Se, and then you see him interacting with his baby, these kids, and then he helps this old man and this young man, who tries to rob him. And you see that even though this man tried to rob him, you see that Uncle Iroh still tried to sympathize with the guy and help him, which I think is very admirable. He didn't treat him like a robber. He actually sat and helped the guy. But then you get to the end of his story in the episode, and it's revealed that he was gathering all the things he got to celebrate the birthday of his son, which I think was great. And I think that's probably got to be the most emotional moment of the series overall, at least in my opinion. I think it's probably one of the most emotional moments of the series. I think even for me, I think it even makes me a little tear jerky at that moment, because I think it shows Uncle Iroh in another human role. And I think it helps in Zuko alone, where you see the flashbacks with him in the 600-day siege of Ba Sing Se, where you saw how he was the usual Fire Nation general looking to conquer the war, but then you find out that his son Wu Ten died in battle, and then that's what happened to him. That's how he turned into the Uncle Iroh we know on the show. I think if he didn't lose his son in the siege of Ba Sing Se, he would have turned out like some of the other Fire Nation characters. Also, I think in season one he did play a good contrast with Zuko and Admiral Zhao and his role there. I really like that those three working together, and how they work together on screen half the time. It was very good, and how you got Zhao, who would always get on and push on Zuko's emotions, but you always had Iroh there who centered him and kept him focused on the task at hand. And even went behind Zhao's back and helps his nephew when you got to the Siege of the North in the season one finale. You can see how he cares, and I love how they use Zuko as his son figure for Uncle Iroh. Like, even I think one of the most iconic moments between those two, at least one of them, is in the season one finale where you got Zuko who's leaving the the Fire Navy ship to go to the Northern Water Tribe and try to capture Aang, and you got Iroh who's trying to tell him, this is what you need to do to take care. But also, before the two depart, he tells him, since he lost Wu Ten, he sees him as his own son, which is another great emotional moment for the two. And then you get through season two and you get the moment of how Zuko is on the path to good, and you see that development throughout the season. And then you get to the Ba Sing Se story arc, and you see how Zuko is finally on that path, and he starts to stray away from it when he has the opportunity to possibly steal Appa. But then you got Iroh who talks him out of it and shows him that he is the man he is meant to be, only for the episodes later that Zuko betrays Iroh and joins Azula and Conquer and Ba Sing Se, which I really loved. And you can see in season 3 how that, decision weighed on Zuko, and how he feels bad for Iroh as he goes to visit him in the prison. And I really like how you got Uncle Iroh, who doesn't talk to him while he's in the prison. So I really like that. It was something that I thought was interesting, and I felt like it showed these characters how far they'd come. Zuko feels bad for what he did, and Iroh is coming to terms with what he did, with what happened, and trying to help Zuko, especially in the episode The Avatar and the Fire Lord, how when he reveals that Avatar Roku was his grandfather too, showing the connection between the Avatar and the Fire Lord, and how he can help, how he has helped Zuko throughout the series. Again, it was a really great moment, and one of the things I love is how his story arc came together in the finale. Now, this was something that I really liked. Now, we saw him, well, we didn't see him, but we knew he escaped his prison in the mid-season finale. But then he moves forward and unites the members of the Order of the White Lotus, and it's revealed that he did this in order to mount a siege to take Ba Sing Se back from the Fire Nation during Sozin's Comet, which I loved. And I love his speech during the campfire scene in this finale, where he talks about how when he was young, he had a vision that he'd take Ba Sing Se, but it was only now that he realized that his mission wasn't to conquer it for the Fire Nation, but to liberate it from the Fire Nation so the Earth Kingdom could be free again. I love that. Especially his story arc. Again, he started off as, before we even started the series, but he started out as the man who was going for war. He believed in what the Fire Nation taught him, and then he turned into this admirable man who helped all our heroes and got Zuko on the path of good, and helped the rest of our characters fulfill their mission in the series finale. And I love that the final moments within the season when he is in Ba Sing Se conquering it. That's probably my one nitpick with this series finale, is I wish we'd have seen a lot more of the siege of Ba Sing Se, especially with General Iroh. I think that would have been really cool, but I understand they had so much stuff to fit into that 2-hour finale that it just wasn't able to be put in. If with the live action series coming to Netflix, I hope they can maybe fix that, as long as it's a good show and is decent. I really hope in the live action they can maybe fix that and give us some more scenes of that. But I really do love General Iroh, and if you want my honest opinion, I think in the M. Night Shyamalan movie, I feel like the actor kind of was somewhat close to the TV show Iroh, other than the fact that they switched up his name for some stupid reason. But I do believe he was probably one of the few characters who closely related to the cartoon counterpart. I feel like he's that close. But again, that movie was kind of sucked, and we can all agree that was a horrible movie. But I really hope they can cast someone really good in the role of General Iroh in this new Avatar series coming to Netflix. We know the showrunners left, so I'm really worried about it, but I'm really hoping at least the casting maybe can save it. But you never know. I really do want to see Iroh brought to a good adaptation in that live action Avatar coming to Netflix and live up to the greatness of the, you know, TV series character. I think he was such an admirable character, a great mentor, and probably, like I said, one of the best and most fan favorite characters of the entire series. But let me know your thoughts and opinions on General Iroh in the comment section down below. So yeah, guys, that's my thoughts and opinions regarding General or Uncle Iroh from the Avatar: The Last Airbender TV series. As always, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and share. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and hit that bell icon. That way, miss any more Avatar content from me moving forward. And you go follow me on Instagram and Twitter, which are linked in the about section of my YouTube channel. As always, it's been Vision here with Entertainment, and I'll see you next time.